Have you ever noticed that you actually enjoy being alone more than being around people? Not in a sad way, not because you have no one, but because you genuinely feel more at peace when you're by yourself. While others constantly need company, noise, conversations, you feel drained by it. You sit in a room full of people and instead of feeling connected, you feel exhausted. But the moment you're alone, everything feels lighter. Your mind slows down, your energy comes back, and that's when a strange question hits you. Why am I like this? Why do I enjoy being alone so much? Sometimes it even makes you feel different, like you don't fit into the world that's always pushing you to be social, to talk more, to be around people all the time. And slowly, people start labeling you. You're too quiet, you're antisocial, you need to go out more. But deep inside, you know something they don't. You're not running away from people. You're choosing something that feels more real to you. Your own space, your own thoughts, your own peace. People who enjoy being alone too much are not empty. In fact, they're the complete opposite. Their mind is always active, always thinking, imagining, analyzing. When you're alone, you're not bored. You're exploring your own world. You replay moments, you create scenarios, you think about your future, your purpose, your life. And sometimes that depth makes normal conversations feel shallow. You don't enjoy talking just for the sake of talking. Small talk feels pointless. Fake energy feels exhausting. And that's why you start avoiding it. Not because you hate people, but because you hate pretending. You hate conversations that have no meaning. You'd rather sit alone in silence than be surrounded by noise that doesn't connect with you. But this depth also comes with a cost. Sometimes you feel misunderstood, like no one really gets you. Like even if you try to explain yourself, people won't truly understand how your mind works. And that's when loneliness quietly slips in, not because you're alone, but because you feel different. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Enjoying being alone is not a weakness, it's a sign of self-connection. Most people are afraid to be alone because silence forces them to face themselves, their thoughts, their fears, their insecurities. That's why they constantly surround themselves with distractions, people, phones, noise. But you're comfortable sitting with your own mind, and that's rare, that's powerful. It means you're not dependent on others for your happiness. You don't need constant validation. You don't need approval to feel okay. But at the same time, there's a thin line. When you enjoy being alone too much, you can start avoiding the outside world completely. You stop trying to connect, you stop opening up, and slowly, your comfort zone becomes your cage. Not because being alone is bad, but because too much of anything, even peace, can turn into isolation. That's why the goal is not to escape people completely, it's to find balance. You don't need to force yourself into every conversation. You don't need to become someone you're not. But at the same time, you shouldn't close yourself off from the world either. There are people out there who think like you, who feel like you, who also enjoy silence, depth, and real conversations. But you'll never find them if you stay hidden in your comfort zone. You have to step out, not to impress people, but to find your people. The ones who don't drain you, the ones who understand your silence without questioning it, the ones who don't force conversations, but create meaningful ones. And when you meet those people, something changes. You don't feel exhausted anymore. You don't feel like escaping. You feel understood. So, if you're someone who enjoys being alone too much, don't see it as a flaw. It's a strength. It means you have a deep mind, a strong sense of self, a connection with your own thoughts that most people never develop. But don't let that strength turn into isolation. Don't let your comfort become your limitation. Because life is not just meant to be lived inside your mind. It's meant to be experienced with the right people in the right moments. So don't force yourself to be social just to fit in, but don't hide from the world either. Learn to move between both worlds, your inner world and the outer world. Because the people who truly succeed in life are not the ones who are always alone or always surrounded by others. They're the ones who know when to be alone and when to connect. And once you understand that, you'll realize something powerful. You were never different in a bad way. You were just someone who learned how to be alone without feeling lonely. And that is your biggest strength.